Hello, everyone. You are welcome back to the day two of our training on data analysis. So yesterday, we started the masterclass where we exposed us to how to use Excel for data analysis. Okay, we talked about brief introduction about data analysis. Why is it important? And um, how easy it is to join or to upskill to become a data analyst. And we also noted about our upcoming classes that is going to start by February 1st. We're starting a full class by February 1st. So, which we explained yesterday. Most people believe that when you hear data analysis is something very hard and very tedious thing. While some other believe that okay, I know I want to learn it, but my problem is I don't want to learn online. In this era, where we are now, there is no way by which we're talking of not learning online again, because even the work we're going to do most likely to be online. Now we work across the globe. You can stay in a country and work in another country. So with that, we have to be accustomed to how to manage the online meetings, online classes, and our time. I think the most important thing, the greatest challenge that people are having is actually self-discipline. When you have a self-determination, there is nothing you cannot achieve. And also, the training we are going through, or we are going to go through, is going to be a monitored class, not just an online class, but a kind of monitored class where there are people who will be there to take us through where we have challenge. It's more or less like a real life class. In fact, I prefer online class to real life class. Why? Because in real life class, if you come late to the class, if you come late to class, then that's the end. You've missed it out. But in the case of online classes, most of the classes will be recorded. Most classes will be recorded. And with that, whoever missed the class has not really missed the class. He can always gain whatever he has lost. At the same time, whoever is in class and missed something will also have the opportunity to also relearn or to get whatever he has missed in the class. So which means that it gives us opportunity of rechecking the step, rechecking what we have learned step by step. So that is that. So, for the purpose of today's class, yesterday we gave an offer of 50,000 full payment if somebody is able to pay, that is on the day one. Today we are giving a discount of 25,000, which means that whoever is able to pay today will be able to save 25,000 naira only. So I think it's a good deal, which we can all take uh, the advantage of. Okay, so yesterday we look at this data set and we use the same data set with Excel, where we learn how to connect Excel to workbook without necessarily uploading the data in Microsoft Excel. We learn how to connect the workbook without necessarily uploading the data in Microsoft Excel, which is what we displayed here yesterday. The data we can't find the data in our workbook, yet we were able to do all necessary analysis, we're able to build all visuals, and we can as well build as much visual as possible without any challenge. So this means that Excel has the capability of connecting with various datasets. That capacity is there for Microsoft Excel. Connect with multiple datasets at the same time. And we can also create a model using Power Pivot. Although we did not reach the area yesterday, and it's also part of the class we're going to learn along this full course. If you join the full course, we're going to learn how to use Power Pivot. This option here is a very fantastic tool, and that is what we use to create model when we have multiple data, multiple tables from different data sources. Okay, now today we are going to look at Power BI. Power BI. That's called Power Business Intelligence. The Power BI is actually a product of Microsoft, just like Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Office, Microsoft Word. Microsoft Power BI is also an a Microsoft software, and is a very good software built basically for analysis only. It is built for analysis and visualization only. So that is what is built for. Although Excel is doing fine job, but we're going to see the difference between what is created for a job and somebody who is just like a jack of all trades. So for small businesses, Excel is very good, and for medium businesses, we have the lack of Power BI, which is very good for that. And as well, Power BI also have what is called Power BI service. With Power BI service, you can log in into your browser and upload your data, then share with your colleagues. You can share and you can work together. You can always work together using what? Using Power BI services. But for Power BI desktop, that is where the deal is done. So to get the Power BI, just type Power BI in your browser, Power BI download. Then for Windows or for Windows 10, for Windows, whichever window you're using, then you see the download Microsoft Power BI from official website. This is from Microsoft. Then the next thing is you select the language and hit download. So the moment you click download, it will download. Then after downloading, just run the download application. Then you will have your Power BI ready. So you're going to have a kind of empty space like this. So this is how your Power BI interface is going to look like. That is that. Then, now, how do we now launch Power BI? Just double click the same way we open our Excel or open our server. You can close it. Just double click on it, and you have your Excel ready, your Power BI loading. So once it has loaded, you have a similar interface like this. Now let's quickly start with our job. If you have done some job before, you can click on open to open your file. Whatever you have done before, you can click on this and open it. But if you don't have that, no problem. Just go back to home and click on new report. This is a new report. So I'm hitting this. This is a new report. And now I want to add my data. Remember yesterday, we connected data and we cleaned the data using Power Query. So if you missed yesterday's class, fine. You're going to see the Power Query in action again, which means Power Query is useful both in Microsoft Excel and in Power BI. And you can acknowledge that Power Query makes cleaning easier. because you can easily move things around, drag and drop, without having to know the formulas. Like we used to have formulas in Excel. Don't need to know much formula in Power BI, in Power Query. Just understand what you want to do, then Excel will do the magic. Excel will do the magic. As you are clicking on it, the magic is being done by Microsoft Excel itself. So now to connect data, we have this option that we have in Excel, get data. Remember, we have get data under data tab. Click on get data, or you can also click on any of this. You want to get data from Excel, from SQL, from blank table, and try a sample model, a sample semantic model. Also, what this? Sorry, I can't see it very clearly. Okay, but for now, I'm going to since our data is CSV. The data we loaded yesterday is in CSV file. I'm going to hit this and click on text stroke CSV. Stroke CSV. Then we have it under the download, and this is it. I'm going to hit on this and click open. Sorry, a minute, please. Minute. Sorry. Let me quickly drop the link. Okay. Now, so we have connected our data. Yesterday, you remember we talked about ETL. The audio is not clear. What about now? Hello, Mr. Kwam. What about now? Is this still clear? Hello? What about now? Is the audio okay now?
The audio is clear. We can hear you clearly.
No. That's why I put off my video too. So, are you still seeing my screen? What about my screen? Are you seeing my screen? Okay, good. Thank you very much. So yesterday, when we got to this stage, I explained what is called ETL: extract, transform, and load. We are extracting
Oh,
data
sorry, can't see your
from
screen anymore.
the source, which is from a CSV file. And we want to transform the same data and load to Power BI. So I'm going to transform now. I will click on transform. Exactly what we experienced yesterday, Power Query Editor is here. Now you can see we had just one Power BI before, but now we now have two things: Power BI Desktop, Power Query Editor. I want to see the two. You have Power BI, you have Power Query. Now we are inside Power Query Editor. Yesterday, I think some people will have difficulty while watching the classes. You can discover that maybe you don't see this valid error empty in your own. How do we put this error, this profile? Just go to view, and you see the column quality here. Check this box. The moment you check the box, you can see the quality of your column. So you can see the column is 100% valid, no error, no empty. The product 100% valid, no error, no empty. So what about if there is error? How do we check that? We're going to learn that in the whole class. Now we have a relatively clean data now, and if you remember yesterday, we I just exposed us to just a few things that has to do with dates. We extracted few things from the date by using this date, and go to add column. Then under the date, we extracted. I think we started year. I think we only have 1 year, so we don't need to extract year again. We just extract month, and let's go back again to the date. Select the date. Click on date here under the add column place. If you do the same thing, you see that we have also the same thing under transform. If you do it under transform, it will take away your date and change it. Will just change your date to month. Let's try that. It will change your date to month, and that's the end. Can you see month? So it won't create a new column for us. Can you see that's created just the month for us? So when you want to change something on date or create additional column, do not do it under transform, but what? Go and do it under add column. Screen is no more showing. Oh, thank you. Okay, so let me re-explain this part. Let me remove the step we took initially. Okay. That's what we see yesterday. Can you see? Is it? Oh, is it up now? My screen. Is my screen up now? Okay, thank you. Now, when we click on this date, we went to add column, and here on the add column, we extracted some days, month, quarter, everything yesterday. These are things you can extract from here. You can extract so many things from here actually. So, and I demonstrated with month, and you can see that we have the month here. The month number. This is May. This is February. This is April. This is January. This is June. Then I then pointed to the fact that we also have the same thing that we have here under transform. Under the transform, we have the same thing here. But don't make mistake of using the one under transform, because it's going to take away your date and replace your date with whatever you selected. Let's say I pick name of month. My date will just be replaced immediately by what? By the month. That is all. But If you do the same thing under add column, it will create additional column for me, and we still have my date intact. So, and also under Power Query Editor, there is no Control Z, nothing like Control Z under Power Query. The only thing we have here is what is you remove the step. You remove step. So the step we took now, we extracted month name. I will just click on this X here, and it will return my date back. Another important thing to note is that while working in Power Query, if you encounter an error, Power Query, you encounter an error, the best thing to do is that don't continue with your analysis or with your cleaning. Remove that error, because you cannot build anything on that. Whatever you build on it is going to return error again. So the best thing to do is to remove that step, then continue with your Power Query. Okay, now let's continue with this. Go back to add column, and let's add month name, just like we did yesterday. We added month name, and we also did, I think we also did day name, day of week, and name of day. I will explain something why we need this, especially in Power BI. There are two things. You can see there are two things I'm actually clicking on here. We have the month number, and we have the month name. We have the day number. We have the day name. Why do we need the two? With this, we are going to use, we can use this to actually sort this column, because during the analysis, this is going to give us like A to Z, or it can give us a maximum from the highest to smallest. But with this, we can sort by the number. Can, okay, January come first before February, before March, before December. But if it's not taken, you can see that April will come first, or June will come first, or so Barbia can just arrange it the way it likes, especially in the way of descending order or ascending order. That's basically what it's going to use. But these two columns are we call them helper column. Helper column that we're going to use to sort this column in order of relevance. Now, what else again can we do with this data that we have here? What else again do we do here with this data? Data is clean enough. So let's just load this. Go back to home, close and apply. Actually, the fact that data is clean doesn't mean that we cannot do more. As it is, if we want to add multiple columns and extract some things from this data, we can as well do. For example, let's say from these sales that cost quantity sold, we want to group the sales. We can group the quantity sold into, okay, those who bought in quantity, want to know the volume. You can group them, those who buy in pieces, in volume, less than 10, between 10 and 20, and those who bought above 50. You can group them. Just depend on how far you can think. We can think as much as anything. We can group our customer. Okay, based on the total sales that we make, we can group even the sales. As in, let's say we have the customer number or whatever here. We can say, okay, we want to group them by maybe by the amount they spent. We want to give them card. We want to have like platinum card. We want to group them, giving them different cards. It's possible. We can do that. We can do as possible thing. Now, but for this, let's quickly group. Yesterday we did we use weekend and weekday. This time around, let's use the quantity here. So I'm going to make them units, medium and bulk. Unit, medium and bulk, or pieces. We're going to use pieces, those who bought in piece and medium, and then the last one will be bulk purchase. So what did we yesterday? What did we use yesterday? We used what? We used add column and we use conditional from conditional columns. We're going to use the same thing again today for learning purpose to reinforce the knowledge. We're going to say, okay, purchase group, purchase group, purchase group. Then we're going to select if the column, if the quantity column, quantity sold is less than 10, less than or equals to 10, call it piece, or it's less than, no, equals to, I won't add equals to, since it's a unit, 1 to 9, should be called, we call them pieces. Then we add another clause. If the quantity sold, consider we are creating a new column now, but it's created based on instruction, is less than 20. We call it say medium, medium sales, and anything above that we call them bulk sales. Let's just take it like that, bulk sales. So I'm going to click OK. Now we have a new column, which means we can also use this for our analysis. Within our analysis, we can use this, change to text. Now we have this ready. So there are many things you can just think of, and do with your data. You can say, okay, you can even group okay to see if there's profitability in any of the column. If there's yes or no, you want to know if there's profit or not. You can do as many things as possible. Just there's no limit to how far you can think. You can think as much as you can. Okay, so let's quickly close and apply. We have three options here: close and apply, apply without closing, or close without everything we have done. We don't want to apply it, just close. It will close. But now we want to close and apply. So let's hit on that, and we are back into Power BI. Remember, this is where we started the journey from. Just like Excel, just like Excel, that the one we did yesterday, when we just loaded to connection only. Yesterday we loaded to connection. Power BI does not store your data also. It doesn't store your data. Power BI only connects with your data. Again, Power BI do not store your data. What Power BI does is that Power BI connects with your data. It only connects with your data. That is the only thing Power BI does. It doesn't upload your data. Exactly the same way we did yesterday with our Excel. You see that we did not upload the Excel into our workbook, but we were able to do the analysis very well without loading the data. We just connect. Same thing with Power BI. Now let's quickly familiarize ourselves with the interface here. Let's familiarize ourselves with the interface of Power BI. At the top here, I think we are used to top with the ribbon like in Excel. We have the Home tab. The Home tab, we have this in the Home tab. We have Insert tab. We have Modeling tab. We have View tab. We have Optimize tab, and we have Help. This is where you can get various learning guide, or you can join the community. You can join. We have community here. So this is the community where people discuss about it, and you also become part of what people are discussing. You ask questions, and you can see people who will be able to render support for you. That is that. Now, on the left side, we have 4 views. There are 4 type of. It used to be 3 views before, but now we have additional one. We have what is called report view. Currently, we are on report view page. This is where our report is going to show. This is report view. Report is going to show here. Then this is called a table view. This is where you can view your table. This is our table. You can view the table here. Remember, Power BI did not load your data. It only connect with it. So you can just view the data here. This is just a view for viewing purpose only. The data is not inside Power BI. The third view is modeling view. When you have more than one data or more than one table, this is where you create relationship. What do you call it? Relationship between this place. And the last one is a DAX view. When you write a DAX and you want to see the result, your result will show here. You can run the DAX formula, and you get it here. Okay, so but now we don't need this for now. We only have one table, and we can always come here to come and see if there's anything we need from here. And we have let's go back to our report view. So the center here, we'll call it canvas. This is the canvas, and on the right side we have the data. All your data will be listed here, just like in the pivot table yesterday, where we have the list of all the columns. So we have your data here on the right side, where you're going to do a drag and drop. And in the center, we have what is called visualization. These are the visuals. These are different visuals that we can build from Power BI, and we even have more. You can get more visual also. If you can get more, you get more visuals from here also. So that is that. And beside this build visual, we see format also. Format visual. The visual we build here, we're going to format them here. Format, you can, so the format also does not have limit. It depends on your creativity and your knowledge of formatting. Then the last one by this side is called filter. Filter, we have filter here. We have three types of filter in Power BI. Filter on this page, filter on this visual, and filter on all pages. You can see that we only have two because there's no visual yet. So that is just a basic introduction to the interface. And down here, we have page 1, page 2. So you can have as many pages as possible, just like in Excel. And you can rename the page. You can give it a name. You can delete the page, and you can rename the page. Rename, you can call this one sales page. Sales page. So this is a sales page, and that is that. And we also have two different type of layout. We have desktop layout, and we have mobile layout. If you want to see the way your data is going to look on mobile, you select this and you build based on this. So you can use this to build your visual also. So nothing will be lost. Okay. Now let's go back to this. So at this point, any question? Any question at this point? If there's no question, can you use a chat box or you use an emoji? If there's no question from Rashid, from another person, any question? Question, Mr. Hakim Azam, Mr. Kwam, Mr. Debola, Mr. Deniji, Madam Glory. Any question from your hand? Okay. Let's assume there is no question. Okay, good. Now, let's see how to build visual in Power BI. How do we build visual here? Just click on any visual you want to use here. I'm going to click on this number called card visual. Let me start with card visual. I'll just click on card visual. Now, this is it. Empty card. Then I will be on that. When I click on this, you can see that what I need here, I need to add a data field here. I just need to add a data field here. And what I'm adding now is our total sales. I can check this box. I can drag it here, and I can drag it here also. Anyone I like, I can just do any way I like it. You can just check the box. It will jump into this box because that is the only available box. Or you can drag it into the box, or you can drag it into this. So you can see we have our total sales is 110 million. I think that's what we got in Excel yesterday also. Total sales 110 million, 025 and 000. So that is our total sales. Bam. That is it. Can you see it's very fast, just like pivot table. Okay. Now let's do another thing again. Let's do another one again. Let's leave this for now. Then let's build another visual. I want to build line chart. I click on line. Yesterday we used date for our line chart, right? We use our date and our sales. The moment I click on this, now you can see that we have 2 or 3 columns there, even more. We have legend, we have this that you can use. But for now, we are going to make use of X and Y axis alone. So I'm going to click on date and bring it date. Then on the Y axis, I'm bringing my total sales. Where is it? Total sales. I just check the box. Now we have, okay, we have the sum of total sales. We are having a single point because it's just 1 year. So next we can remove this year, or we can remove the year. We don't need the year. Or we also have this box. Can you see this drill up, drill down? We have go to the next level in hierarchy and expand all down. Let's see them one by one. Click on drill down. I want to drill down with this. Okay, there's nothing up, there's no down again. Let's click on this. You can see that we have, it has taken us to quarter. It first take us to quarter. Then when I click again, it took us to month, January to June. That is that. You can see that we only have what? Let me expand this so that we can see it clearly. We only have month, this. Now, but let me go back again. Let's drill up back to 1 year. This is just a single year. Let's use this option and see how it's going to look like. Click on this. This is quarter. This is January. This is quarter and quarter. And do that again. We have the quarter and months. So you can see that we have the same thing. However, assuming we have here, we have by year and quarter and month. 3 things are here. Just like what we did yesterday in our Excel. When we show the quarter, we show the quarter and we still show the month. So, but the other one here, the first one we did here, is just the month only. It has taken us to the month. So, if you have 2 years, this particular one that look like hierarchy is going to continue. Like that is going to 24 months. While this one will only show you 12 months. It will add January 2025 and January 2024 together. All January will be added together under this level. All February will be added together. All March will be added together. All April will be added together. So we have, but in this case, you can see we have January 2025, February 25, March 25. So if you have March 26, it's going to be separate, March 26. But if you use this, you only have, sorry, if you have this, you only have January, February, March. No year associated with it. No quarter, no year. I hope that makes sense. Is that clear? The difference between these two drill down. Is it clear? To talk, you can raise up your hand. You'll be unmuted. You'll be allowed to talk. All right. So if you want to talk, please raise up your hand, and you'll be allowed to talk. So I want it to be interactive. Let's try and do that. Okay. So I hope that is clear. So let me minimize this. Let's go back to report, and we have it back here. That is that. Then the next thing I want us to look at is now you see that I'm just dragging the column into this, and they are giving me the actual thing that I needed. The same thing if I click on card visual and I want to know the number of the total purchases or the total quantity sold, just like what we did yesterday. We can also do the same thing. Quantity, where is the quantity sold? Just drag it here. You can see the total quantity sold. Can reduce the size and do that. That is that. So, but while working as a data analyst, we don't usually use this value. As an analyst, we don't usually use this value because these values are not reusable. In most cases, it's always good to summarize this data using DAX function so that those DAX functions can those value can be reusable during your analysis. For example, as it is now, there's nothing we can do with this with the sales here. The sales here, there is little to what we can do with the sales in this case. Can you reuse the number? But when you use DAX function, it will give you opportunity of doing more. You have opportunity of doing more with that. Now let's remove filter. Okay. Now let's quickly see how to use DAX function. DAX function. In Excel, we are used to formula, right? In Excel, we write formula in Excel. Formula. Write formula. In Power BI and Power Pivot, we use DAX, data analysis expression. This data analysis expression here too. We call it data analysis expression. It's just like it's just a few different from just a little way different from formulas, but this is more of expression than just the formula as we are used to. There are some that look like formula and there are some that look like expression. Now let's want to know total sales. What do? We can come here and click on new measure. New measure. Want to measure our sales? Click on new measure. It will open the formula bar. Then we can call this total sales. Oh, we already have total sales there. Okay, let's try it. Total sales. Oh, sorry. Okay. And we have equals to sum. I know that is very easy to use. Which column are we summing? It's asking after when you start with sum function, what name do you need? You need a column name. What column do we need? We need total sales. Let's just type total, and you can see all columns that has total in it can be brought here, and I can just close this and hit enter key, or you click on this mark. So we've just created a measure called total sales. Now let's come down to this side. We have two total sales now. This is the column. This is one we just created called what? This is a new measure. You can see something like calculator in front of it. This is a measure. This is just our column. Let's see the difference between them. Just bring this figure here and bring this here. Can you see we have the same thing? Can you see? We have the same figure. Can you see? We have the same figure. Total sales 17 million. Total sales 17 million. That is it. Can you see that there is no much difference? But the only difference is that while this formula is reusable, we can reuse the formula to create more formulas. This is just for purpose of building visuals only. Just drag it to visual and that's the end. But these are the usable formulas. And we're going to demonstrate, I think, maybe one or two in today's class. Do we get that? How to create that DAX formula? How we created the sum function? Any question on that? question on that? If there's no question, you can just unmute and talk, or use the chat box to do that. Okay. Understand. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. So next, that is that. So I'm going to remove this for now, since we don't need, we will not keep the two. So the next thing I want to look at is yesterday we also we counted the number of rows that we have. We know we have number of sales that we have. How do we generate that? We want to know the number of sales that we made in that 6 months, January to June. How many sales do we make? So we're going to use another measure again. Click on new measure. On new measure, and it will open this for us. So I'm going to change this to what? Number of sales. Same way we write the function for query, right? Okay, so represent a sale. You know that if count rotation, it's very straightforward. We want to count what? What's the name of the table we have? The table name is retail post in this, and we call it retail store sales. So click on OK, and we will have that. My system is angry. Okay. So we should have that number of sales. This is it here. So to test if this is working also, we can also use card visual. We have what is called multi-row card also. We can use multi-row card, and we also have new card visual. This is a new card visual. Let me click outside again and see this. So different visuals. This is a new card. This is a multi-row. Oh, sorry, this is multi-row card. This multi-row card. Let's quickly see the two of them. So inside this, I'm currently in multi-row card. I can bring my number of sales and total sales. Total sales. Can you see what we have there? Oh, there's a filter here. What happened? Okay, it's only May. No, I have to remove the filter. To remove the filter from here. Where is the filter again? Sorry, it's like my system is hanging a bit. Okay, like this. Okay, I took off the filter earlier. We can remove the filter from here for months. Clear filter. That's why we're having that little number. So we can see we have 500 rows. 500 rows. You can expand this. This is how multi-row card will be visualized. You can add as many points as possible, and we can format it, make it a row, or either either you can make it vertical or horizontal. That is called multi-row. So, but you can see that we used to check the number to see that this thing is still working. Then we can also use the new card visual. New card visual also work like multi-row, but it's more advanced. So click on number of sales, click on total sales. You can see the way is going to look like. You can see that they are not the same. Why this is just very old way of presenting it. This is more of advanced, and we can format this, add image to this. You can do so many things with this, very advanced. So the same thing with slicer. We also have new slicer. We have slicer and we have new slicer also in Power BI. So we'll be learning that later. So we can see that this is number of sales we made. This is total sales. Now, I made mention of the usable formula. Let's see how that comes to play. Let's quickly learn something there before we do the remaining visual and call it a day. The next thing we're going to learn here, but I'm removing this visual. Now let's keep this. I think this is fine. We can format it more. It's okay. Um, let's want to know. Let's look at the data here. These are data. We want to know what is the percentage of sales per category, percentage of clothing in total sales. We want to know percentage of what? Of clothing. This we use this basically sometimes when you want to analyze maybe customer, you want to know number of male, number of female as a percentage of total, number of gender, male or female, married or single, all those things you can use it. But for the purpose for this data we have here, I'm going to use this column for what? Clothing. Go back to my report view and click on new measure. New measure can be gotten from here. You can right click here and type new measure. So you don't need to be going up here every time. So new measure can be gotten by just like click any of the columns. Percentage of so that we are going to use what is called calculate. There's a function called function. We call it calculate function. I'm going to start with that. We use it for filter. We want to filter something out of the other one. Calculate. Now, let's say we want to know the number of sales that we made with number of sales that we make under category called clothing. We want to know the number of sales. So we just type the total sales, sorry, number of sales. The formula we created before, number of sales. This is where it's now usable again. We want to build on the formula. We are telling Power BI that okay, from this 500 thing that we have here, please go to a column where we have category, and check where category equals to clothing. That's it. We want to know where category equals to clothing. In double quote, don't forget, and close the bracket. Hit enter. We want to see where category equals to clothing. And that is all. Okay, let's see if that is working. Number of clothing here. Let's bring our card visual, or we can still use this. Let's put it by side there. Number of clothing. I think it's working. 198. Assuming we want to know the total sales made from clothing. So instead of using the number of sales, we just use what? Total sales. That is how reusable those formulas can be. Let's try that out. I'm clicking on new measure. Again, the sales, total sales from clothing. From clothing. So I say to equal to calculate function. Remember, call it calculate. The expression is total sales. You say, okay, please, from the total sales, comma, go to columns called category. We go to this column and then look for where category, category, sorry, sorry, where category equals to what? Clothing. So we want to know total sales from what? From that. Because okay, let's see that total sales from clothing. Is it found? So okay, I have it here again. Oh, okay, it's already. I think it's down here. Where is it? Okay, where do we click? Total sales, number of sales is there now. Why? Okay, let's go down. Okay, this is it. 51 million out of 110 million come from that alone. Okay. So okay, that is that. Now, want to know percentage of clothing in this regard. Percentage of sales from clothing. Number of this over this. You know what you are going to do? Let's click on new measure. Or value rather. So we have this of clothing equals to number of clothing all over the number of total number of sales. That is it. You can just type number of clothing divided by this is normal division number of sales. Hit enter. That's just a normal calculation, normal formula. Okay, so let's see that in action. I'm going to click on this, remove this, and bring percentage of. I'm going to check this. Now we have 0.4, but that is a 40%. But this is not percentage. This is 0.4. What do we do? Let's go back to our formula. Click on this. When I click on this formula, I can come back here and change it to percentage. Change to percentage, and I can give it maybe just one decimal place. So you can see this is what we have from number of sales, percentage of sales that we have. So you can calculate percentage of anything based on this method. Is that clear? Let me take you through the step again. First, we created the total sales. We created number of sales by using count rows. We use sum here. We use count row here. Now we use what is called calculate function. Out of this, we want to calculate where a column equals to something, and we got this. We also use the same thing for another formula also, where out of this 1 million, 110 million, where look at that column and summarize what we have in that column based on a particular criteria. Then finally, we use the division formula to get the percentage, and we formatted this as percentage. Is that clear? Any question at this point? Any question? Please, I need feedback. Okay. First again, need feedback. Okay, that's good. Thank you for the feedback. Okay, so let me remove this also. Now let's quickly build like 3 or 4 visuals now. We call it what we call it today. Let's build this. And see the way we build visual. By just dragging, just select the view I want to build from here, and use that to build the view. Now let's build a donut chart. Click on donut. Sorry, Ctrl Z. There's Ctrl Z here. Only in Power Query we don't have Ctrl Z. So I'm clicking out here. Then click on donut chart. Donut chart. But what are we putting inside the donut? We want to calculate our total sales based on the category. We want to analyze our sales based on category. I'll just come here and write total sales. Total sales. I want to use measure value. And the legend. Legend is going to be what? Category. Category. Can bring that here. You can see that's how easy we build visual. Just a drag one here, drag one here. You build your visual. Very fine. Just the same way we do it under Excel, under pivot table. You drag some to column, drag some to value. Yeah, so you know the visual is built. That is that. Let's build more visual. Look at I think we can convert this to area chart. Let's change it to area chart. Let's make it area chart. This one, do we need this? Quantity sold. Quantity sold. Okay, we can put it under that, under this place. Quantity sold. Okay. Quantity. Quantity sold. Okay. So we have 4 figures here now. So okay, we have built this, and this. This one for now, we can remove this for now. Just use for learning purpose only there. And even as it is, we can focus analysis on that clothing only. Let's say you want to dig deeper on clothing. You can use that clothing to just build visuals only. Let's do that also. Let's do that. Let's see if we can do something on it. And let's look at a chart. Which chart do we use here? Okay. Okay, let's use a column chart or a bar chart. Let's look at a bar chart. A bar chart. Then I want to bring which one do I remove? I just remove now. That is clothing, right? Clothing. I want to see the number of sales from clothing. So that sales, we want to see it. Let's see what we can use to see. We want to view it maybe by product. We want to see all the products under sales only and want to compare them. We can come here and say product, and drag them to y-axis. You can see the three products, how they contributed to our sales. You can see the way they contributed to our sales, those three products under sales only. So which means that we can use whatever we created as a DAX function can be reused and used and reused and reused. That's let's keep this also. Let's keep this and let's add one more before we start the formatting. And we don't have map here. Nothing like map. We have there's nothing like funnel here. Can create funnel here, and you can just create. Let's look for a column chart again. Sorry. Okay, we can leave that and then look for our this one somewhere. Can do this one somewhere. Okay. Let's look for something again to analyze from here. Can somebody suggest to me one thing we should analyze there? I need something from your hand. Let's analyze something. Give me idea of what we want to analyze there. Let's go ahead. You can see all the column we have. Can somebody suggest what analysis we should do? Let's analyze something based on something. We analyze based on month name, based on column name, based on this, based on that. Go ahead, everybody. I want people to suggest now. I will hold on till we suggest. Everybody. Use the chat box or use the question and answer. You can use the question and answer, Q&A. Or you can use chat box. Suggest here. We are in analysis class. So let's see what kind of suggestion you've got to make. Quantity sold. Okay. Somebody said we should analyze based on quantity sold. Okay. Who else again? Somebody again. Suggest. Suggest. Everybody. I want you to think, okay, this is the data. Look at the data here. Suggest what you want us to analyze here. If you want to unmute, you can raise up your hand. We'll allow you to unmute and talk. Or I should call name. Okay, Mr. Koham, you can unmute and talk.
Good morning from here. Can we know what the
good afternoon from here?
yes, can we know what the jacket sales is for the first quarter of the year?
Jacket sales. Okay. We can use for the first quarter, right? Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. Jacket for first quarter. That's good. Okay. Who else again want analysis? Which analysis again do you want? Okay. Now let's quickly attend to that, to those two. One, the first one is quantity sold. We want to analyze the quantity sold. By what? You have the quantity sold is there. Okay, sorry. Let me remove this. I want to use this. Click on this and the quantity sold. This is it. But by what? That's the next question. By what? Okay, let's use our column. The column we created. We created a column called we created purchase something. Purchase group, right? Let's analyze it by purchase group. Bring that here. We want to see how people are buying. It means bulk people. We have more of bulk sales. Can you see how the pattern of our purchases based on the group we created? We created this group by ourselves where we have 10, one less than 10. Those who bought less than 10, we just sold just 407 pieces only. And those who bought between 10 and 20, we sold 1,489. But those who bought in bulk, we sold 12,000 and what? And 84. Does it make sense, Rashid? Mr. Kwam, you have another question again? Unmute and talk. Okay, great. So that is just a simple way by which we can just do that. Now, the second question from Mr. Sorry. I think I've lowered your hand, right? The second question from Mr. Kwam is that what about if we want to know the number of sales from jackets? From jacket only. We want to know the number of sales from jacket. Okay. The easiest way is what we did earlier, where we use the calculate function to just summarize the sales by category for clothing. We can also do the same thing. You can use calculate function to just get the jacket only. That is one. That in that case, we'll use what? Where when you use total sales, now say where product equals jacket. Where product equals jacket. Let's demonstrate that. Come here and type new measure. We have a new measure, and the measure is what? Number of jacket sales of jacket sales. Now say okay, equals to calculate. Expression is if you want to use number of sales, I want to say anyone you want to use, no problem. Or you want to use the number of clothing. Out of clothing, you want to know how many sales of this were made. No problem. Whichever one you want to use, you can always use any expression, any formula you've created before from global formula. That's where you extract the one you are interested in. Clear. So I will say from my total sales, comma, go to column where we have product. We have product equals double quote jacket. Double quote. Close the bracket, enter. So we have number of jackets sold. So we can come here, bring to test it, just bring a card visual and put the number inside to see. It's blank. Why? Then there's something wrong with the formula. Let's check again. Come back here. Jacket. We have jackets. There is S on jacket. Let's go back to our formula. Number of jacket sales. There is S here. So we had S to read and hit enter. So I think by now it should work. 26 million sales were made from that. That is one method of getting this. Depend on if you are going to want to dig deeper on this, you can now start digging into the sales of this jacket on monthly basis, on weekly basis, wherever digging you want to dig, you can just continue to do that with this. Is that clear, Mr. Kwam? Is that clear?
Yeah, that is clear enough for the total sales. But how can we now dig for the first quarter, January to March?
Okay, no problem. Now you can see that we've created one here. Now you want to dig deeper into the month. Yesterday, I introduced us to what is called slicer, right? So I can bring slicer here. You can use either slicer, old one, or new slicer. So let's click on the date. Let's click on date. Where is our date? Bring your date here. Now we have the date in this format. Let's increase the size. I click on this, then I can increase the size a bit so that we can all see what is there. Slicer header, we don't need to increase this, but we need to increase the size of the text size there. Text size. Okay. The title is off. I think the size is still not big enough. Let's increase the size. The text sizes. The size of the text is the value. Okay, let's use this. Okay, you have the value, so you can see this is from the angle of the what of date, whereby we can decide to check between a particular range, one period, another period. So if you bring this our card visual again, you can see this is interacting with all the visuals. If you bring the other one, with the one we just removed here, it will also interact with that. So you can check with this. This is one. Also, we can also use the month analysis also. You can also use the month. Okay, let's leave this for now here. But we will not need to keep the two. You can come here, bring the slicer, and bring the month name. You know, we did not create quarter when we were creating observer before. We didn't create quarter, but now let's just use the month. What we have here is month on monthly basis. Month name can be dragged into this. You can see the month name here. We have the month names here, which we can just format. Slicer settings. We have single selection, the shape, rectangular shape, or want to use a rounded rectangle. You can see the rounded rectangle there. So what you are saying is that if you click on January, you can see the January sales only. Click on February, you can see February sales. Click on this, you can see this. But you can see that this is not well arranged. Remember when I said that the reason why we kept that row, you can see that this is not well arranged. What do we do to this? We go back to this table view, then we select this column. Let's select this column called month. This column called month. Yes, and that's okay. Sort by, want to sort by this month. Sort by month. So it will follow that 1, 2, 3 thing to sort it now. So that is working on that. That is done. Let's come back here. Now I can now see that January come before what? February, and February come before March. So now, after I selected this now, you can see that I now have what? January, February, March, April, May. Let me add June also. You can see how slicer is also interacting with another slicer. And we can also do multi-select. Clear selection again. We can do multi-select from settings there. From the setting, let me click on this. From here, you can do slicer settings, selection, single select. We have this. So you can have, which means you can select more than one. This 1/4. Is that clear? Does that answer your question?
Yes, clear. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Welcome. Okay, now let's quickly do little formatting and round up today's class. First thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to view. I don't want to spend much time on formatting. Just go to this and let me look for any theme of my choice. I like this. I use this theme often. So let me just click on this. Now I have my background ready. Let me reduce this. Now let's look at this visual here. This visual here, let's quickly do some things to this chart. So one, or let's start from here. Let's start from here, from this column, this new card visual, the layout, the single row. Let's make it 4. The single row of 4, right? Let's reduce the height, and I think we can just see how to centralize them. The callout value, those value that we have here, let's see what we can do with those values. We can change their font, Sego US enabled, and reduce the sizes too big. And we can put it as central, we can centralize them, and we can change the color. Let's use a color like this. I think that is that for now. And the label options are there. This label are there. We can off it if you don't need them, and you can add title to them one by one. You can add a new befitting title to them. You on this, and you give them title one by one, right? But for now, we just come back. Let's on that label for now. As the label again. Okay, let's on the label and the layout. Anything other layout is okay. Layout is okay. It's in the middle and centralized. Okay, but this text, what can we do to the label? Those label too. Heading 4, can we change it? This, and let's use the same font, Tego UI bold, and perhaps let's look at a color that is closer to this purple. Okay, so we have that. If you want to change the background also, you can change the background, but we are not doing that. We don't need that for now. Let's increase the font so we can read it clearly. This is some of sales. Some of sales. That's one of the reasons why we have the label, so that we can type the name correctly by ourselves under the title. But we don't have time again to do that. But I think we can explore that on our own. So let me remove this. Let me remove this. So this slicer here for now. Let's keep this. So we are still okay. We are done with this for now. Let's come to this area chart. Area chart. Let's come to the middle here. This is where we have format your visual. Here we format our visual. X-axis. The x-axis. These are x-axis. What do we have there? It's a continuous number. It's okay. The maximum to minimum auto generated. Just leave that. We can change it. If you don't want it to be auto generated, we can determine where you want to start from, and the line, the marker. You want the lines, all the series lines are there. Let's just go to look for the label, data label. Would the label make sense? If the label makes sense, then let's off the axis. Let's off the axis, one of the axes there. Label, let's off the axis. Let's have the axis on. Oh, why is it doing? Why is it showing this? Axis font reduced. Axis font reduced. I don't want the axis to even show again. Data label is on already. Then series label. We don't need the series label again. The series label, since we only have one series, which is total sales, so we don't need the series label again. Let's keep this. Let's keep to this size. Then let's go to the title. Let's go to the title. The title. Let's put title at the center. Let's take this to the center. That is oh, this is where we are. Let's change the title to center. Total sales to center. Let's increase the size of the font. Sales by day. So I can change this to have the same title whatsoever and bold. Okay. Then the background, we don't, let's keep the white background. Let's keep the white background, or you want to use a gray background. You can make it a gray if you want to do that. But for now, I think white is still okay for the heading and for the body also. So that is for the title, but let me remove that. The background, no fill. Okay. Okay, the fader, spacing, effect, any effect you want to add, background, you don't need grant that, visual effect, shadow. If you want to add border, you can add border to it, and you can give the border a shadow. And the thickness of the roundness of, you want to have a round corner, you can see a round corner on the visual. Where is it? And that corner. I want to see it. Can you see that is rounding corner is coming out? But we don't need that for now. If you want to do, you can just do a small one, and let's add a shadow to it. Let's add the shadow to this on the shadow, and you can just use the bottom right. It's okay. Now, so the other icon, we don't add icon. We want to add other icon to icon. We don't need that for now. So I think we are good with this now. Let's just copy this. I click on this now. Go to Home tab. Click on Format Painter and just place on this one for now. So let's place on this one also. Let's use for format all this. We are using one single format to format them. So after that, we just come and do any other small thing that we will need after. So we have this. We have this. Okay, so we have a slicer here. Slicer is there. We can add. Let's add one more slicer to it. So we can make this like a small size like this. Let's add one more slicer. Let's add one more slicer. What slicer should we add? What do we want us to be interact? We have used mount. We can interact with our mount now to see the cells, and we can also remove. We can also clear the filter. So let's add one more slicer. What column should we use for slicer again? Let's check the columns. What column should we use for slicer? We've used mount. We can use the box cells, or we can use the category. We can use anything we like, but let's just stay within something that is not that much. So let's use the purchase group. Let's use the purchase group we created from the analysis. Yesterday we used weekday and weekday and weekend. Oh, we didn't use it. We just created it yesterday. Weekday and weekend. Okay. today, let's just bring the slicer here, or we use this and use a bulk. It's a new slicer. We have purchased something, so we have them in this format. So you can change it to round option also. Let me use this to format it. I think slicer formatting also work. It doesn't copy format. It doesn't copy format. Clear filter. Oh, it works. Great. That's one of the new introduction to this new vision. Okay, so we can add borders to this also, so that we can know the end where one end and where the other one do not end. So we can just go ahead and add some border effect to this. Click on the center here. We have border effect. You on the border. You can make it a bit thicker, and then you can add shadow, 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 and that's it's okay like this. It's okay like this. Oh, it has taken, it has submerged the name. Oh, ah, let's remove this. Okay, let's remove the shadow. Let's remove the shadow. So let's just leave that, and then this one also. You can just add the border also. That also it's okay. It's on for this also. Let's make it a bit thicker also, and make it black. Okay, so that is that. Now let's quickly insert our heading. Let's insert an heading to this. This is the heading. Call it what do you call it today? Retail. Retail for sales analysis dashboard. So Control A, then you can increase the size. Let's say, let's make the size like 28 and see. 28, is that not too big? Let's reduce this and take it inside here. Can use these three dots to drag anything. You just these three dots you see there. Control A inside there, then bold. You can change the font to anything of your choice. You can make it like a 32. Okay, it has run away. This is that. If you want to add your logo, you can insert logo into this. Just click on insert image and look for your logo. Logo. There's no logo here. See logo here also. Okay. Let's use something like this. And just bring your logo somewhere and place it in one corner there. Okay. And we have this. Then you can take this here and place this inside. Let's take this to back. Take this to back. Send to back, so that that logo can show at the front. Okay, so that is let's say by the side there. So that is just a simple way by which you can just create a dashboard in Power BI tool. I think it has been an interesting day. Now it's time for question and answer. Question and answer, or any clarification we need. So this is can see the way it's working. So there are things we can do with Power BI. We just use part of it, which is actually good to start. You don't start with a difficult thing. You start very simple, and the more you now practice, the more expert you become in that. The more expert you become in that field. So that is how Power BI works. Sometimes when working in Power BI, you lost idea. You don't know what to do. Just double click. Your idea will come up here. Can you see idea coming up? Asking me, what do I want to do? What is retail sales by category? I can click on this one and say, okay, let's see what it's going to do with that. I've clicked on that. Now it's coming up. Can you see that that's built visual by itself? Power BI has built visual for me without even writing. I just click on this and turn this to standard visual. Bam, I have one visual ready here. Sales, total sales by category. It's already there. Let me double click again. That's called Q&A. Say, okay, show me retail store sales for the last year. Okay, there's no last year in this analysis. Okay, we only have this year, 15 million. So that is the card visual. I can say, okay, let's remove this again. Let's see percentage of clothing by category. Percentage of clothing by category. That's okay. Using pie chart. Using pie chart. You see how fantastic Power BI can be. Wow. We are building visuals without writing much of formulas. And you see, we have this, and double click again. We are building another visual in 3 minutes. Show me retail store analysis sales for the last month. What is the retail store analysis by category? Okay, let's see. Let's say um, sales total sales by products, 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 and bar charts, and bar charts. And you see how smart Excel can, Power BI can be. Now we have it ready for us. Who did this? Power BI. We don't need to drag anything. Power BI is dragging and drop by itself. Such an interesting tool. Very interesting and more an interactive tool. Okay, that is that. Any question before we call it a day? Don't forget, for those of us who have not made payment, you have offer of making full payment today. 55K. Payment today, 5K. And if you want to make after the that, for no question, I think we've done just to today's class. I want one to comment on today and we call it a day. I need comment from 1 or 2 people. Mr. Azan, from you, I want a comment. Join first. You are the first one to join the class. I think you and Rusty. Can you comment? Mr. Akim Azan, can you unmute and talk? Okay, sorry. Yeah, not allowed. Okay, you can talk. Unmute and talk to us. Then Adebola just joined. Okay, Glory has been here for long too. Madam Glory, can you unmute and talk to us? Okay, she's raising hand. Takwam, you can talk. You can unmute and talk.
Thank you so much.
Adebola.
Thank you so much. I joined the class a little late because of our timing, and I had an issue with the audio and every other thing that. But by and large, for those parts that I'm able to comprehend very well, I see that it's a simple and straightforward tool to use if one is attentive and careful about what he wants to present. I would appreciate
Exactly.
if I'm able to get a full video that I can do a personal reading and listen to after this class. And I guess with that, I'll be able
Okay.
to grab more details. Thank you so much for your time,
Okay.
and thank you for.
You're welcome. Since you're already part of the class already, we are going to go in depth during the class. Thank you. Madam Adebola, is it Madam or Mr. Adebola? Go ahead. Hello. You can unmute and talk. Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hello, okay, good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon. Good
Can you hear
afternoon.
me?
I think Adebola is talking. Let
Okay, good
Adebola talk
afternoon.
first.
Okay,
Good
thank you
afternoon.
very much. Yeah, that was a very good presentation. I'm glad for being part of the participant because for me, I think this is the first time I'm really seeing the interface for Power BI. I have been hearing a lot of it,
Wow.
but yeah, I've not really seen how it works. But this is a very good introduction for me.
Very good.
So, however, I
Thank you.
actually joined very late because of the timing, and then for yesterday too, I couldn't be part of the class because of other activities that
Yeah.
I needed to do. So, but I don't know if I can have a video recording of the class. That will really be good for me. And then
Did you
sometime,
register? Did you register via Zoho? You register
yes, I did.
on Zoho webinar. You will automatically get the recording in like 15 minutes after we end the video. You get the recording in your email.
Okay. I will really appreciate that. But for yesterday's one, I didn't get it.
You didn't get yesterday
Everything was
one.
okay.
Check your email. Check your email or you check the spam folder. You should. But if you don't get it, no problem. You can just reach out to me. I will send it to you personally. I think I've posted
Okay,
it on my YouTube. It's
you
already on
so
my
that
YouTube channel. You can share with you.
uh, your YouTube channel there we can reach out to you.
Can you reach out to me via WhatsApp and via email? Okay, let me
Okay,
quickly. Let me drop my phone number right away.
okay,
I'm dropping
okay.
my phone number where they can chat on WhatsApp 070-3907-1675. That is one. We also have 08091-653854. I think with those two numbers,
So are you sending it on the chat or? Hello?
I've sent as a broadcast to, and I already
Sorry, I'm not getting it. Oh,
070-3907-1070.
okay,
Can you write it down? 070-3907.
70. Okay.
Okay.
07039.
This page here. Text 0716750
Sorry,
907-1675. Okay. And don't worry, you will see it now. I'm actually putting it here for all to see.
better.
So
Okay.
that is that.
Okay.
I
All
think
right. Thank you very much.
yeah, now. You're welcome. So this is one, and the other one, both on WhatsApp. Okay. Adebola wanted to talk before. So, okay, I think I want to thank everyone for making it a success. Without you, I cannot just be talking to screen. And I really appreciate your time. And I want to encourage everyone. Let's take learning. Learning has become an investment. Yeah, it used to be an investment, but now it's becoming serious investment in the sense that people with knowledge will take people without knowledge. I read something sometimes ago on LinkedIn from Ekekwe in the Buzi. It said now Facebook is now using the people to build more robots, and those robots will be the ones to replace them. They will build the robot, and the robot will replace them. So they will leave the job the robot to be doing. So more and more things will be coming into the space. People will not when people might lose job, but they are not losing their life. They will always transform into something else. When you have knowledge, you can always change. Just like a chameleon, you can change form with knowledge. But if you are just straightforward to a particular thing, the moment that line break, to start again might be something very difficult and hard. So let's take learning by let's just take it and invest more time. Let's invest our time in learning. Thank you for your time. So if you have not joined our WhatsApp group, you can also reach out to me and I will give you a link to our WhatsApp group where we also share information about our pre-training, paid training, and the rest. Thank you very much. Do have a lovely day, everyone.
Thank you so much, sir. God bless you.